Yeah, some of you guys might not agree with me, but I think Jake Paul won that fight, and this is my reaction to that. I give respect to Jake Paul. When Tyron Woodley gave up a good fight, but he didn't actually did enough to win, in my perspective. And let me tell you why. And let's go ahead and start this commentary.
Powcast Sports. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.
Yo, I watched the fight on fight.tv. If you want to watch future boxing events, there's a link in the description. Just subscribe to it, and you won't miss any of these pay-per-view events. Wherever you are in any part of the world, they would have some, like the upcoming Oscar De La Hoya fight, and Victor Belfort will be there. Now, let me talk to you about the Jake Paul fight. So here's the final score. Jake Paul won via split decision. 77-75 for Jake Paul, 77-75 for Woodley, and the tiebreaker 78-74, Jake Paul. So Jake Paul won by a split decision. After the fight, Jake Paul said that when he won by unanimous decision, he was upheld by the other judge. He believed that he won that. I mean, give credit to Jake Paul. He went in uncharted territory. This is the first time Jake Paul went the distance, 8 rounds, 8 full rounds. I know what you guys gonna say. I mean, he was exhausted. Who wouldn't be? I mean, but then again, he won the fight. He absorbed some punches, some heavy punches, and he stood up. And he was wobbled, but he still stood up, and I believe he still did better than Woodley. Woodley coming into this fight was the underdog, and you know that it's the Jake Paul show, and like Jake Paul's comment, we're living in his word, and if you're living in his word, you gotta do more than just box Jake Paul. You gotta do even more. In the first few rounds, it was all Jake Paul, and then the latter rounds, Tyron Woodley was really doing well, but even though he was able to hit Jake Paul, he's still wary of the punches of Jake Paul, and he was getting tagged. By it, he respected that punches of Jake Paul. The thing that I like about this event, and I know, comment if you don't like the event. Some of the people said it's boring, but I see it otherwise. I mean, the robot, the entrance, man, that was really great. And look, have you seen the trunks of Jake Paul? There was a LED graphics. I mean, this is the first time I ever saw something like that in boxing. So totally, he's making a lot of, you know, he's doing a lot of different things in boxing. He said this is the first time I've ever done it. 8 rounds from a content creator against an MMA champion. I mean, what could you ask for? I think the Cleveland fans, because that happened in Cleveland, was happy with the decision. I'm sure a lot of MMA fans, of a lot of Tyron Woodley fans, wasn't that happy with the decision, because it could have gone either way. I mean, I scored it personally. If you watch my commentary, I scored it 77-75, but I was fine with 76-76. I didn't see Tyron Woodley winning the fight because in the Philippines, we have a saying that if you're fighting on the promotions of your opponent, you got to do a lot more, because if it's a close fight, they're going to have to give it to the promotions boxer. And Jake Paul is the kind of the problem child. No, no, the child that is being groomed. The child or the boxer, the fighter, is being groomed to be the next boxing superstar by Showtime or by the promotion. So it's all but natural that there's a little bit of edge. But that's just an opinion. I believe that the score was fair for me, and I would like to see a rematch. Jake Paul was asked afterwards on what he wanted to do. He said that he might rest for a while. He hasn't cut his hair, haven't seen the dentist, and he would like to do that. He didn't talk. He said he will reassess if he want to be a boxer, if he wants to box, or he wants to do something else. So that was a little bit of a bad sign. But then again, after that, he showed respect to Woodley. But it's when it's Woodley's turn to do the post fight interview, Woodley immediately said that he believed he won the fight. Of course, I mean, if I'm Woodley, I would say that too because it was a close fight, and he was asking for a rematch. And the funny thing about this is that Jake Paul said that you got your turn. I mean, you wasted it, something like that, and you only wanted the rematch because you want the money. He said he doesn't want the money; he wants a rematch. And this is the funny thing. The first time I've ever seen something like this, and we should watch out for the tattoo because Jake Paul said, "You want a rematch? You get a Jake Paul tattoo, or I love Jake Paul tattoo." And I think Tyron Woodley accepted that, and so we're looking forward for the tattoo. And hopefully, if that tattoo was is done, I mean, he's swallowing his pride. Tyron Woodley is swallowing his pride to get another crack at Jake Paul. I think Tyron Woodley, like what I said, needed to do more. I mean, he done enough to probably win if the things were in his favor, but it wasn't. So, and he waited. He waited for 3 rounds. He gave out the first few rounds to Jake Paul. If he didn't wait and he just went for it because he can absorb the punch. I think the rematch would be the rematch. Maybe Woodley would win, maybe, because we've seen the Jake Paul get gassed out. He's getting tagged. It was just Woodley was gave too much respect at the early onset of the round, and Jake Paul was able to control the distance in the early rounds. But overall, I believe it was a good fight, good level of fight for Jake Paul. Felt bad for Woodley. Hope he get his rematch. I want. Let's see if he gets that tattoo. If he gets that tattoo, I mean that's the first time that I ever will witness a rematch being made because of the "I love Jake Paul" tattoo. Now I'm gonna ask you this question to all the fans out there. I don't know if you watch my commentary. You already watched the fight. Watch the fight and let me know what you think. Did Jake Paul really win the fight, or did Tyron Woodley win the fight? How did you score it? If you were watching it live, how did you score it? Again, I scored it 77 75 for Paul. I'm okay with draw. I don't think Tyron Woodley won. But in your case, how did you score it? And do you think Tyron Woodley should get that tattoo done and get a rematch? Let me know in the comment section. My name is Pau Salud. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell. I know I have a lot more of Tagalog or Filipino language commentary, but I do every now and then international or English commentary and English content just like this. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on my next commentary.
Vlogger ng boxing talk. Ilan yung mga followers natin? 350,000. Subscribe.
Powcast Sports!
Don't forget to click down.
Sa Powcast lang makikita niyo yan. Pero dito sa Powcast Sports. Kaya ang lilipat para hindi tamaan ng uppercut, tumutok sa Powcast. Thank you.
Powcast Sports. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.